This discussion, a few weeks ago, we have discussed the multi-pressure system, which is under this multi-stage refrigeration system. So for this multi-stage refrigeration system, again, this is divided into three topics. We have the multi-pressure system, we have multi-evaporator system, and the cascade system. So now we'll dive into the discussion of the multi-evaporator system. So in the multi-pressure system, we've discussed the use of the flush tank and intercooler in a system diagram and or as one of the component of the refrigeration system. So now we'll be discussing the different arrangement of expansion valve and evaporator for the discussion of the multi-evaporator system. So to start, let me give you a context for the multi-evaporator system of vapor compression refrigeration cycle. So this is a special arrangement of evaporator and expansion valve to cope with the temperature requirements and the evaporator as required in industries. So since different product to be cooled have different storage temperature, so there's a need to design a suitable evaporator temperature in order to correspond to this need is very important. So yung so you can see there are many application wherein yung storage natin has different storage temperature or requirement that requires multi-evaporator system. So that's the main application of this type of system diagram. So some of the example and illustrative model are provided in this chapter. So first we have here an example of a two evaporator with parallel expansion valve arrangement and with the superheater. So the superheater from the word itself, the superheat, ano. So as you can see, this is state point 6 to 7 and then from superheated, naging saturated vapor siya. So from the word itself, the superheater, so it removes or it lowers the temperature up to its saturation temperature, from 6 to 7. Okay? So if we're going to discuss the system diagram, yung state point 1 natin is the outlet of the condenser. Ano, So in the outlet of the condenser here we have, wait, ayan. So the system diagram here we have state point 1 at the outlet of the condenser and then we have extracted mass na 1 to 2 tapos yung isa naman is up to 3 papunta sa expansion valve. Okay, and then from 3 to 4 it undergoes an expansion process before it went to our evaporator 1 which have a refrigerating capacity of 260 kilowatts and the other refrigerant went on the second evaporator which our refrigerating capacity is 250 kilowatts and to be maintained at negative 10 degrees Celsius. So the refrigerant at the outlet of the evaporator goes in the first stage compression and then nagkaroon tayo ng the superheater and then junction naman na state point 7 with both of the refrigerant coming into evaporator, junction siya. So meron tayong total mass na pumasok sa compressor and then compressor is the process 7 to 8 is the second stage compression process. So when we say the superheater, it lowers or controls the temperature of superheated steam by injecting a calculated amount of water droplets into the flow stream. So it means that the mass flow rate or the refrigerant that is extracted in here is used in order to the superheat the superheated steam which is at the outlet of the first stage compression. So in this type of system diagram, it is important that you will provide the correct mass balance in each of the system component or process line. So dapat mabigyan nyo yung tamang label or makapag-alat kayo ng tamang labeling for mass balancing ng sa loob ng system diagram. So we let M1, which is the mass at the first evaporator, and then M2, which is mass at the second evaporator. So if we're going to analyze this one, yung papasok sa the superheater natin, since nagkaroon tayo ng combination na W sub S, which is the amount of water droplets in the flow stream. So yung lalabas sa the superheater natin is M1 plus WS. And then nagkaroon tayo ng junction. So, nagkaroon tayo ng M1 plus M2 plus WS. So, yun din yung lalabas sa condenser natin. And then, ma-extract yung M2 plus WS. And then, M1 yung matitira papunta dun sa first stage evaporator. So, in this problem, you're going to determine the mass flow rate of refrigerant M1, M2, and WS. And then, you will also be computing the total work of compression and you'll determine the COP. So, before we move on to direct computation of this one, I'll give you 15 minutes to get all the values at each state point, yung lahat ng enthalpy dito. Is that clear? Can you please react any reaction emoticon will do kung naintindihan yung aking discussion? Ayun. So, yun muna. I'll give you 15 minutes to get all the values. We have here our pH diagram as your reference. Okay, let's just discuss this. So, tingnan nyo na lang kung tama din yung values na nakuha nyo dun sa mga superheated state points natin. So again, this is our system and pH diagram of the model. And then I ask you to get all the enthalpies at different section of the system. So H1, 2, and 3, as you can see, it all undergoes just an expansion process. So lahat naman yan is isenthalpic, constant enthalpy. So HF at 30 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 236.664. Okay, and then for H5, we have 38 Hg at negative 40, which is 388.609. H6 natin is superheated. Ang property na titingnan natin dito is the entropy at state point 5 that we obtained, and the pressure at negative 10, PSAT at negative 10 degrees Celsius. And we will obtain 417.5 or kung ano mang pasok sa tolerance natin dito. And then H7, we have Hg at negative 10 degrees Celsius, and that is 401.55 kilojoule per kilogram. And H8 natin is enthalpy at entropy 7, which is equal to S8. And then yung pressure natin is PSAT at 30 degrees Celsius, which is 433. So we are asked to determine the mass flow rate of refrigerant M1, M2, and WS. And then we also are going to determine the total work of compression, and we'll also be determining the COP. So for us to get M1, so yun yung refrigerant na nandito sa first evaporator natin, to be maintained at negative 40 and refrigerating capacity is 260 kilowatt. So 260 divided by the change of enthalpy, and that will give us 1.711 kilogram per second. So for M2 naman, that is 250 divided by the change of enthalpy, which will give us 1.516 kilogram per second. So for WS, as you can see, it can be obtained using energy balance at the superheater. So energy in is equal to energy out. So going into the system is WSH2 plus M1H6. And then multiply it by the quantity of WS plus M1 multiplied by H7. And WS is equivalent to 0.1655 kilogram per second. So we already obtained all the required values for letter A. And now we'll be determining the total work of compression since we have two work or we have two compressor dito, then we'll obtain two works and then add it. So you have to be cautious on the mass flow rate that you will be using. So kung ano yung pumasok dun sa compressor, yun yung mass na i-multiply mo. So sa first compressor natin, M1 times H6 minus H5 and then total mass naman yung nandoon sa second stage of compression natin. So M1 plus M2 plus WS times the change of enthalpy. Okay, and this will give us a total work of compression which is equal to 156.12 kilowatt. And then for COP natin, total of the refrigerating capacity divided by the work of compression, total natin is 250 plus 260 divided by 156.12 and that will give us 3.27. Okay. Do you have any question regarding this problem? Okay. Pare-act ulit kung okay na tong problem na to. Malinaw ba? Okay. So next setup that we have here is a two evaporator with series expansion valve arrangement and single compressor. So in this figure, we have two evaporator, one compressor condenser, and a series expansion valve arrangement. Okay. So again, we have the condenser first state point natin at the outlet of the condenser. And then kung mapapansin nyo, for series expansion valve arrangement, magkakaroon muna tayo ng expansion process before mass is extracted or separated pupunta sa evaporator and second stage evaporator. So again, expansion process muna. So dito kasi nagkaroon ng same property, yung papasok sa dalawang expansion valve. So ibig sabihin, this one is an example of a parallel expansion valve arrangement. So dito series kasi nagkaroon muna ng expansion process before another expansion process. Is that clear for you? Malinaw tayo doon?
Clear po.
Okay.
Okay, so you're required to get all the enthalpy at different section of the system, the mass flow rate M1, vapor part Y, and M2, and then COP of the system. So the only difference in this series expansion valve arrangement, since nauna yung expansion process natin, after another expansion process, meron tayong vapor part Y that we are going to consider dito sa part na to. So since yung pagkalabas ng expansion process natin dito, meron na tayong wet mixture. So sa wet mixture, we are going to compute for the vapor part Y. Di ba kasi nga naging wet mixture siya, so nagkaroon ng part vapors, and we're going to compute that. And then yung liquid, other liquid naman, refrigerant will undergone again as an expansion process before it goes into the first stage evaporator dito. So now, please compute again for the different enthalpy at each state point muna. So after evaporator process 4 to 5, and then 2 to 6 naman yung isa. So nagkaroon tayo ng junction at state point 7 before it is compressed. Papunta dun sa state point 8, and then 8 to 1 naman is condenser again. Clear ba tayo dun? Okay. So please compute muna again for the enthalpy at each state point. So hindi pa natin makukuha yung 7 and 8 dyan since it is a result of junction pa yung enthalpy natin dyan. So to compute, kailangan muna natin kuhanin yung mga mass flow rate. So for now, please compute muna all the enthalpies at different section of the system from state point 1 to 6. So I'll give you 10 minutes.
Okay, so to get H1, that is HF at 30 degrees Celsius, which is equal to H2, and that is 236. Okay, H2 is HF at negative 10 degrees Celsius, which is equivalent to H4, which is equal to 188. And then Hg at negative 40 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 388.609. So H6 is Hg at negative 10, which is equal to 401.555 kilojoule per kilogram. Okay? And then H7 is a result of energy balance at the junction. So first, let's obtain the M1. No. So to get M1, so we'll be using the refrigerating capacity at the first evaporator 1, which is equal to 260 divided by the change of enthalpy H5 minus H4. And that is equivalent to 1.2988 kilogram per second. And then the next one we have here is M2. So again, the only difference dun sa ating series expansion valve arrangement is we need to take into consideration the vapor part Y. So alin ba yung sabi natin na vapor part Y? So Y is the mass of vapor refrigerant passed through expansion valve 1 to 2. Di ba yung sa ating expansion valve, from saturated liquid, it became saturated, mixture na siya, or wet mixture na siya. So the vapor that is created or formed, yun yung Y natin. So to compute for that Y, we can use the proportion of vapor to liquid refrigerant. So since ang pumasok sa atin dito is liquid, which is M1, so that Y divided by M1 is equal to X2 is yung vapor proportion niya. Kasi yung vapor yung quality X divided by minus quality, or 1 minus the quality, that is the liquid. So Y over M1 is equal to X over 1 minus X2. So X2 is the dryness fraction at state point 2. Makukuha naman natin yan kapag we use H is equal to HF plus X HFG. HFG is not present in the table, yung value natin, but you get you can compute for the value of HFG, which is Hg minus Hf, no? So in here, H2 is the enthalpy, which is equal to H3 plus X2. Yung H3 natin is Hf, ano, plus X2, which is yung vapor natin dito, multiplied by the quantity H6 minus H3, which is the Hg minus Hf. And then after that, we can obtain X2 or X sub 2, and that is equivalent to 0.2260. So this is the amount of vapor. So now, kailangan nating mahanap the amount of Y. Vapor part Y, which is in kilogram per second, using the ratio and proportion that itong proportion of vapor to liquid refrigerant. Substituting it to the equation, since we already obtained M1, then we can get Y, which is equal to 0.38 kilogram per second. And then after that, yung M2 natin can easily be obtained na. And that is equal to 1.896 kilogram per second. Clear ba yung ating first part? Can you please give me a heart react kung clear tayo doon? Okay, so next part that we have here is to get the work. Since pinapakuha sa atin yung COP of the system, so we need to get the work muna. And for us to get the work, since isa yung compressor natin, dadaan doon sa junction natin, so magko-combine yung M1 and M2 natin. So yung vapor part Y is part of M2. Kaya dito, M1 plus M2 na tayo dito. Yun yung papasok sa compressor natin, multiplied by the change of enthalpy na H8 minus H7. So yung H7 natin is a result of junction. So we have to do an energy balance at the junction. So ito yon M1 times H5, tapos M2 times H6 is equal to M1 plus M2 times H7. And then makukuha natin yung H7, which is 396.29 kilojoule per kilogram. So before we proceed in getting the value of the work, you have to get first the value of H8 using the chart. So ano yung mga properties na kailangan nating gamitin? Okay, so get all of H8 natin, no? H8 value. So, ano yung property na kukunin na ipa-plot natin sa chart? So, first is yung pressure natin at 30 degrees Celsius or yung condenser pressure natin. And kailangan yung kuhanin yung entropy at state 0.7. So, paano kukunin yung entropy at state 0.7? So, you have to plot state 0.7 since it is in the superheated region na din. So, ano yung property to plot state 0.7? And yung enthalpy natin and then yung pressure natin at the evaporator 1, which is P set at negative 40 degrees Celsius. And then yung enthalpy natin. So, after getting the entropy, itatapat nyo lang siya dun sa equal entropy at state 0.8 and then itatapat sa pressure. Clear ba tayo doon to get H8? Malinaw? Ayun. So I'll give you 10 minutes kasi sa chart siya titingnan. So we'll again discuss at exactly 3:32. You can directly get the work and COP if nakuha niyo yung value. Hello? Okay, pa-react naman ako kung same yung nakuha niyong value. Or you agree with the value that we get. So for the total work, we get 216.32 kilowatt, and then COP natin is we have to get total refrigerating capacity divided by the work, which is that equal to 2.358. Yun yung COP natin. Okay? Clear ba tayo dito sa problem na to? Can you please react kung okay tayo? React heart kung okay tayo dito sa problem na to. Okay. So for H8, we have 464 yung nakuha natin na value. So this is an example of multi-evaporator. So nadagdagan lang tayo ng isa pang level, but the way on how you're going to solve this is the same. So meron tayo ditong complete. Discuss ko lang kung how we obtained and label mass na nandito. Okay, so you can always start at the bottom part of the bottom part evaporator na name it as M1. So M1 yung papasok sa the superheater 1 natin, and then as you can see meron tayong extracted mass which is WS1. So ilalabas natin dito is M1 plus WS1. So M2 natin is ito, kilowatt or refrigerating capacity of the evaporator 2 divided by the change of enthalpy plus yung extracted WS1 kasama yun dun sa extracted M2. So andito yung M2 natin plus Y1. So yung Y1 natin is the vapor part Y sa expansion process ng 3 to 4. So kung magkakaroon tayo ng junction at state point 9, yung eto yung M2 natin, yan yung nandoon sa process line na yon, M2 yon. And then yung dumaan dito is M2 plus Y1. Yung ME2 plus Y1 natin is ito yon, yung ME2 or the yung mag-absorb ng evaporator ng heat sa evaporator 2 na 250, that is ME2, and then Y1. So kapag nagkaroon tayo ng junction dito at state point 9, pag nagkaroon tayo ng junction dyan, ibig sabihin, yung ME2, which is ito, plus Y1 plus WS1 is equivalent to M2. So yung lalabas natin dito is M1 plus M2. And then after the superheater 2, madadagdagan siya ng extracted masses, which is WS2. And then yung M3 natin, which is equivalent to ME3 plus Y2. And then kung mapapansin ninyo, yung ME3 plus Y2 natin, ME3 plus Y2 natin is equivalent to M3. ME3 plus Y2 plus WS2 is equal to M3, kaya M1 plus M2 plus M3. So yun din yung lalabas sa condenser natin, outlet ng condenser, which is the total mass. And then mag-extract tayo ng M3 dito. So naging M2 plus M1. And then mag-extract tayo ng M2. Kaya siya naging M1 na lang dito. So yun yung labeling ng mga mass natin. And this is already solved problem. Nadagdagan lang tayo ng isa pang stage dito. But yung process of solving dito is just the same. Okay? So you get to do this, you will do this problem set 2 and 3. Problem 2 and 3. Which is again part of the problem set that you will be solving for this week, and then it will be submitted on Friday or before our meet next week. Okay, any question? So I'll give you time then today. So if meron kayong question about your design project, you can ask here in it. You can ask it here in the end-call messages, or we can discuss it through this Google Meet. So kung may tanong kayo, tanong nyo lang dito sa in-call messages, and then I will give you time for each group to consult. But if you don't have question, you can continue solving problem set 2 and 3. So dun sa may mga tanong, just ask lang dito sa in-call messages. So para dun sa wala, pwede naman kayo mag-leave ng Meet and then continue doing the problem set for the rest of the time that we have. Clear ba tayo doon? Pa-thumbs up naman ako kung clear. Okay, so again, for those group na may question about their design project, pwede kayo magtanong today. Lagay nyo lang dito yung questions. Okay. May tanong ba kayo? Ayun. Basta type nyo lang dito sa in-call messages. And then, okay. Dun sa iba, pwede kayong magsagot na ng problem solving natin. Problem set.
Pwede kayo mag-leave ng meet if wala ng tanong.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.